my battery died on my phone, and I needed to charge to continue the live stream. Basically, I was saying, I was saying that since I've been in terror, I've acknowledged I'm in terror. I've been able to see clearly I'm in terror. And I'm going to be up and down, so you're going to keep losing sight of me, but what does it matter? If you can see me or not, you can hear me, that's all that matters. I'm just tidying up at the same time. So, I was saying, I've acknowledged I'm in terror. I've seen clearly that I'm in terror as a result of my life. 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 And I was essentially asking the question, is it possible, if you're in terror, to have a cold? Because what's taken place over the past 3-4 days since I've been able to see that clearly for myself, I say 3-4 days, it's been longer than that. I've had to put in an action plan to my life so I can cope and deal with that on any level. And what's happened is my mental health has come on board and wants to take control, wants to play the same game it's been playing for the last few years. But when you're in terror, you don't have a mental health disorder. You don't have, well, you might have a mental health disorder, you might have physical pain problems, you might have all of those things, but in the state of terror, none of it really matters or applies until you release yourself from that place of terror. So in other words, whilst you're in that place, it's like fight or flight. It's similar to that. You imagine you're going to get robbed and someone pulls out a knife. You kind of forget about what you're going to have for dinner and what your achy leg is telling you. It's a case of there's something a little bit more important to address and deal with. I'm going to give all my resources to that because, well, I can only imagine it's because it's for your life. And if you have to get an amputated leg, you get an amputated leg, because nothing else matters as much as that person standing in front of you that's pulled out a knife in the moment. What's the point of focusing on your leg? So essentially, my mental health has had control over me and my life using physical pain as a means to control and manipulate me. And I'm gonna just have to go and get my lighter. One moment. So my mental health has been using the physical pain I'm in to control and manipulate, and where I can only presume I've got to my limit of my pain threshold a long time ago. And with my mental health now having the ability to manipulate my senses, when you're at that place it can take the pain and it can try and hide it, so I've been aware. And then when you want to do something, your mental health can come on board and say, oh, hang on a second, you're in a lot of pain, you can't do that. And my response is, well, yeah, I know, I'm in a lot of pain all of the time. I can't do anything really. Why now are you telling me and showing me that I'm in pain? And that's what's kind of happening now. I'm in terror. Now I've realised it and acknowledged, but where you see what the state of terror within you is, you know what terror means, you know what the situation is, and ultimately I can't even begin to address that pain in my body. I've got to deal with that person standing in front of me with a knife or whatever else. But for me, that person with a knife is my physical body to begin with. It is the physical pain in my body. So why am I seeing a small aspect of that pain when I'm in terror? Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is it's managed to manipulate and control me for the last few days, where I know I'm looking at my actions and I'm saying, I shouldn't be doing this, I'm in terror, what's going on? Well, not what's going on, I know what's going on. My mental health is doing its best to take advantage again. And I've just had to allow it. I can't fight it, I can't give it any energy. It's not where my life is. So I've just got on with the action plan that I've seen to be able to cope on any level with the reality of my life. And well, for whatever reason, my mental health looks like it wants to stop that. And today, it seems to have left me with the last few days of its master plan to control me again. And it wants me to stop with a cold, because I've been blowing my nose and coughing and sneezing and all of the normal things that you get when you have a cold. Unfortunately, that doesn't apply to my life. When you're in terror, it's fight or flight. It's not a case of relaxing. Now's the time to let that cold sweep through my life. I've had a cold for what, 3, 4, 5 years now. In the background, I haven't been able to shake it. And it wants to leave me there. Well, I can't stop when my life is in terror for a cold, unfortunately. And that's the question. Is it possible to have a cold when you're in terror? You've been struggling with life, and you've been working at it. It's been surreal, it's been painful, but you're working at it. And that work shows you that it's more serious than you thought, whatever's going on for you. And when you realise what that means, how serious it is, it's a case of, I'm in terror. My body, my life is in terror. So it gets taken up a level, because you wasn't aware that you were in terror before and you were working at it. So in other words, really and truly, everything you were doing before was a lie. Because when you're in terror, you don't apply yourself to life in the same way. So if it gets taken up a notch and you've really got to go on life support, the minimum bare essentials to be able to function on any level, why is it that my body today wants to tell me I'm in a cold? And I'll leave it there. There were a couple of other points that I wanted to highlight in regards to what's possible and not possible when you're in terror, but my mental health has managed to wipe my memory in that regard. So might be left for another live stream another day. If you've magically gained the ability to claim health and not have a cold, just ask yourself where that magic has come from.